Hi guys. Oops, I'm fast. I'm just going to record my screen, and that will kind of help with where I was trying to do the live video, and at this point it froze. It didn't even go full screen. You couldn't hear anything. So I'll work out that kink, but I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about this stuff so that way you guys could listen to it. But I want to tell you how important your why is. Your why is so, if you haven't developed your why and you haven't really written it down, I really suggest that you go out and you write it down and kind of figure out why it is. Now, there's a lot of different reasons why people join Posh. I joined Posh because I'm a pro. At the time I joined, I knew, and of course my husband knew as well, that I would spend more money, and it was just better to get a discount on it, or, you know, cash back, as I like to call it. That was my why at the time I joined. And it's kind of developed since. After a couple weeks, I was like, oh, well, hey, they got this thing called 30-day props. Let's see if I can hit that. I mean, I get like, so I went out and did that. That was my why then. And it took me, you know, until March to really even get anybody to join my team. I didn't even try to really get anybody to join my team, or, you know, I was not a good team builder. We'll talk more about limiting beliefs later. And so I did that, and then I kind of got April, and then I've, you know, gone off and on kind of since then. I was pretty stable for a while. And, you know, it's one of those things, and people think that when they join now, as they did last month, that it's rough. And let me tell you, I've known people to go through a year without even getting anybody to join their team, and a year not, and then they take off. It's not unusual at all. What's pretty usual actually is that people give up fairly easily. So one of the things that I want you to has evolve, and that will kind of help you focus on some things and kind of look at what you really want to get out of Posh. So one of the first thing is that your why is very, very, very important. Along with your why are like goals, as why you're doing something, like, are you doing something? That's kind of where the questions that I posted, I'm going to show you the questions again later, is that why are you, what is a goal that you have to do? Is it a goal like you just want to pay off a bill? Like, which bill is it? To take the family out and go to the movies once a month. What is the goal? Because it gives you a compass, it gives you a direction, it tells you where you're going. If you don't have a goal, you're kind of lost, you kind of don't know where you're going. That's why I have you post your goals every month. Goals also need action behind them, otherwise they're your why is way more important than how you got there. How I got here, how I'm getting to where I'm at as a gold premier, is not nearly as important as why I am in Posh. My Posh, I still love the product. I'm still a product junkie, but that's not why I'm in Posh now. I'm in Posh now to make some extra money. And one of the biggest parts of my why is really the people of Wash. Wash, that's a 2-hour sleep, guys. I absolutely adore the people. I've made so many friends out and do stuff with me, and I don't know if we would do to have quality time, but Rachel, as you know, is very involved in Posh. It makes it a very special bond with us. You guys, it's amazing to meet, just see you guys and kind of chit chat with you. I love our Fun Fridays. I really want more people to get involved in that because it's so much fun. But it's really a huge reason why I'm Posh, because I think about it all the time. I'm like, well, I've met so many great people. If I didn't have Posh, I wouldn't know these amazing women. And that's really true, and sometimes it's really humbling to know just all these, be surrounded by such great stuff like that. So anyway, it's much a question for you guys is, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Okay, this is a traditional question. I've asked my students this. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? As I've told you guys before, failure and success are pretty much connected. You're not at like a fork in the road where you can look forward and one way success and look back and the other way is failure. Failures to get to success. Thomas Edison had 10 bulbs before he got that quote that said, somebody goes, well, he had 10,000 different failures, but you know, no, I just had found 10,000 different ways it didn't work. Michael Jordan was not, kind of sucked. So he had to practice and practice and practice and practice. You know, he's known as one of the best, if not the best, basketball player in the league. So it's sort of that about this. Another thing is, stop saying I can't and start saying I can. Those limiting beliefs. I told myself I can't recruit, I can't team build, I can't do this. Sometimes that still comes up. Start saying that and start saying I can do this. Write it say this. I can do 200 a month. I can do 100 a month. I can make, in sales, I can make a $200 extra a month. I can make extra $50 a month and be able to do this. Say I can. So important. Your self-talk. Don't be afraid to dream. Some people, what happened was when your kids go ask your kids, those who have kids, what do they want to be when they grow up? They're going to tell you what they want to be. They have big dreams. They have lofty goals. And somewhere along the line, we lose those goals and we lose those dreams. And now we're like, well, shoot, I can't, I can't do that anymore. I'm too old, or I'm too this. And, some people say, well, what's your goal? Well, I just want to be able to pay my bills. Well, that's not big enough. Just being able to pay your bills. Why should you just be able to pay your bills? Why can't you pay your bills and then some? Go to Disney every year. Go on a cruise. Go to somewhere you've always wanted to go in the world. To go to Hawaii. I haven't gone yet. Big. Don't be afraid to dream. Dream and dream again. So here is the questions I asked you guys to make it. So if you have not made it, you can either post it in this thread below this video, or you can go ahead and one that said, I'm so tired, I can't even remember it, but I had a graphic with it. You can go find it. Anyway, so how much money would you need to make every month to really get excited about dollars, $2,000? What would you do with that money? Be specific. If you're going to pay a bill, which bill are you going to pay? It's going to be the phone bill. It's going to be this. When my why was changing, one of the biggest things is that I drove this van, and I was never really a van mom, and kind of the story of why I ended up with the van. Well, that's a story for another day, but it's not really the best story. And so I really, really wanted to get rid of the van. Well, I had been in Posh for about, I may think, when did I buy the van? I think I bought it in September, or the RAV4. I think I bought it in September of 2013, I believe. So I'd been in Posh for about 6 months, and I was doing pretty well, and I was making enough money to cover a car payment. So I told my husband, I said, listen, a loan from the credit union. He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, he's kind of expecting them to be the bad guy. I'm like, sure. So I went out and looked at cars, and I said, listen, I got the loan. Can I get a car? And he goes, well, yeah, if Posh will pay for it. And I'm like, sure. I said, sure, Posh can pay for it. So that able to make enough in sales, not in whatever I was getting paid, because I think I was like a PP1 by then. Not what I was getting paid in bonus, but solely my car. So my goal was at least $2,000 in sales. That way I had at least $500 at 25% to pay my car. That was my goal. And my car has been paid. It pays for my car. My goal is to pay for my car and the mortgage. So there's little things like that, and it's very, very specific about what to create that income. Be realistic. If somebody tells me, well, I want $10,000 a month, but I'm only willing to work 2 hours a week. That's not very realistic. I mean, there's nothing that I know of that you can work 2 hours a week and make 10 grand a month. I mean, nothing legal anyway. So you really need to be realistic, because it's a job. We're going to get into that. This is going to lead into a series of a couple videos, but it's a job. You need to treat this business like a business, because it is a business. And people don't realize that when they get started, it's a business. And how serious you take your business is how for you. It's very much like school. How hard you work in school it's going to be, the result's going to be your grades. Okay. How many money income? Okay. Because some people, like I told you, my money to make my car payment didn't happen overnight. Okay. It took me a while to do it. And by then it wasn't even building a team. It was how many hours I was willing to work for a car payment. And once I started, I will not stop. I have never missed getting paid, or missed the money that it took to pay for my car payment for the most part. I think I missed like 2 months in my personal sales of not making it. But one of those things is like, how many months are you willing to work that? I mean, if you're only willing to work a month, you kind of need to evaluate some things. But many people do different things for this job. I know people that only do Posh around the holidays. I want you guys to think about this and post this instead with whatever it was. Seriously. So that's kind of what I did the other day, and now this is up there, and it should be a decent video rather than the last one. I will work that out. New things every day. I'm taking a couple classes. I'm really trying to tweak my. There's a lot of people that don't think I should, that they don't utilize live Facebook. And I think that's a huge market to really tap into. So I kind of want to become the live Facebook queen. I have YouTube queen. So that's my goal right now. So I hope this was helpful. We're going to chit chat. I'm actually going to go live later, and we're going to talk about my second step to this, because I posted this the other day. I just went in the page. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye. I'm going to stop my